reach out to, make the fight. But we didn't know how serious it was. Me and Ryan, we just basically got on the phone. I told him everything I wanted. And yeah, no, I am a competitor. And, when I first started out boxing, when I took it serious and, I was like, this what I'm going to do. I wanted to be, I said, I'm going to be great in the sport. I'm going to be the best. I'm not in here to be, just a competitor. I'm not in here to be just one of the other guys. No, I want to be the best. I want to be the guy. So it hasn't, nothing has changed. So the world could just see me face it. But, I'm going to rise even higher than I was before.
Now that you're taking care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
A knockout.
45 seconds left, Keith. Stay sharp, baby.
Bro, I'm real, bro. I'm for real. And put anybody in there in front of me, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna stop them. Put your money on it.
Recently, Keyshawn Davis delivered a big TKO win over Jermaine Ortiz in his junior welterweight debut, and immediately used that stage to call out Devin Haney for a future fight, shaking up the boxing.
The you is, you called out Devin Haney. You talked the other day, and I told you what Mickey Bay said about Devin Haney and you fight. I talked with somebody that you might know from when you were younger, Coach Sean from Norfolk, Virginia. He told me, when it come to fighting, Keyshawn Davis is just a mean little dude. Like, you can come, you want to box and do all that. He love to fight. Now, I asked you this about Mickey when it came to Devin Haney. Now that you're taking care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
A knockout.
Responded directly on social media. Haney replied to the call-out aimed at him with a very concise message. Keyshawn, let's do it, signaling that he acknowledges Davis's challenge and isn't dismissing the idea outright. Keyshawn Davis fired back confidently, saying he'd beat Haney by knockout if they faced off, and insists he's ready for top-level competition.
Devin said, let's do it. I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted like, Keyshawn, let's do it.
He said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted like something like that. Yeah.
Well, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2026.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it make money.
He insists he'll fight anybody and isn't afraid of big names, saying he's for real and will stop whoever's put in front of him as he chases elite opponents like Devin Haney, Lewis Crocker, and Dalton Smith to prove himself at the highest.
You set your targets publicly on Devin Haney, #1 welterweight by ring, most estimations right now, champion. Why is that? Why Devin Haney? And you have half the amount of professional fights he has. Do you think that's something? There's enough in it for him when he's.
I was 6-0 fighting people with 30+ fights, bro.
I don't mean it from that. What I mean is
stopping him.
Why is he
stopping? No, I'm playing. I'm playing, bro. Nah, why Devin Haney, bro? Honestly, because he's a star. He's a superstar.
You asking that question, I felt like that's what it was. But go ahead.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm ready to fight anybody. So I'm going for this.
Blasted Devin Haney, saying that although Haney moved up in weight since 135 pounds, he still doesn't hit hard and lacks knockout power, claiming he'd be able to stop him and that Haney hasn't shown real punching strength at higher weights.
No problem against you, bro, but we talking business right now. I will knock Devin out for sure. For sure.
You don't think he's hitting a little harder at 47 than he was at 35 and 40 growing into that weight? That's a no.
It looked like it.
It looked like it.
It looks
to
like
us, Keyshawn.
To me.
Let's see how hard I hit January 31st.
I like it.
Do you think you're already a bright enough star that he'd be willing to take? Because, as a businessman, risk reward. You think you bring enough to the table that he'd want to take the fight? He would take the fight?
Hopefully, bro. I hope he would take the fight. In terms of answering your question, a bright enough star, he's already entertaining me on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So I guess he sees some money potential in this fight right here. But what I would like to do is I would like to become champion, because that just speaks for itself. Once I come to the champion with the table, you can't play.
As Devin Haney never showed him respect since their early days, and he believes Haney has always underestimated him, claiming Haney didn't see him as a serious threat and failed to acknowledge his skills, even as Davis has climbed the ranks toward elite opponents.
Situation with you and Dev.
Yeah, I never f with Cuz.
Why?
Because Cuz never f with me.
On what tip?
Bro, it was like times where like, bro, it was times where like me, I was always around Shakur as an amateur and shit. So Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times I'm around Devin Haney and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit, or just who we are today. And nigga just never never even looked me in my eyes. Nigga never showed me respect. Like nigga never. Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He be like, for real? That nigga still a kid. And like, he just never gave me my respect.
He sunned you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bitch ass nigga, you know goddamn well, nigga, now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. What you talking about? And he's still, like, his father used to, it's crazy because my beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, oh, shit, the businessman. Was with you. Like, dap me up.
My man.
And,
So you always was the
Dev,
businessman.
And Dev was keep his face forward and like, damn, I can't get no pat. Like, nigga, we African American. You can't show me no type of love. You're weird.
All right, well, how about this?
So you've been a businessman
Yeah, hell yeah.
since like an amateur.
Yeah.
Davis showed up and publicly challenged Bill Haney, asking him to promote this fight with Devin Haney, saying he's ready to step up and that if Haney won't support making the matchup happen, Davis will still beat Devin in the ring, pushing for respect and positioning himself for a high-profile